PASS is all about developing your technical skills and meeting the best people who can help you along the way. Participating in PASS events not only gives you the strong technical education that we all need to excel in our careers, but you meet some great contacts who will be there for you when you have a problem you haven't even thought of yet. So the virtual chapters are organized around common interest or sometimes common language, because we do have virtual chapters that serve the Spanish language, Portuguese language population. But the great thing about, as with PASS in general, in virtual chapters you will find people who are interested in the same things you're interested in. The Women in Technology virtual chapter has been particularly rewarding because growing that chapter has been part of growing PASS as an organization and our community. And it's really fun to start with something that's got 2 or 3 people and see it grow to 20 or 25 members. An event that attracts 50 people now attracts over 500. And we're really serving an interest and a need among our membership, and that part's very rewarding also. We have virtual chapters that serve a variety of interests. We have a virtual chapter specializing in business intelligence, another one for DBAs, another one called Fundamentals, which is for people just getting started in the field. As I said, we have virtual chapters devoted to particular languages. And really, participating in a virtual chapter may be the easiest way to get introduced to PASS. All of our events, or almost all of our events, are virtual, so they're webinars. You can watch them live from your desk or watch them later recorded. And really, with the breadth of content that we have available among the virtual chapters, there's really something for every data professional. Being a chapter leader, the WIT virtual chapter is the chapter that I had the opportunity to help found and lead. But being a chapter leader of any kind really prepares you to, one, take on more responsibility in PASS. So if someone is considering perhaps running for the board of directors, they should first try to run a smaller group. It also helps you develop some professional development skills. And some of the things I've learned running a chapter serve me at work and help me be more effective in my paying job.
It's amazing how much information is being given out basically for free through PASS. You know, and not just at the summit, but also at things like SQL Saturdays and stuff like that, where you can just get all this information and meet all these people and go see friends that are from, you know, around the country or around the world, all kind of showing up in these places and talking and just having a good time together.
The PASS community is an interesting community because it's so large, and everybody that I've ever met through the PASS community have been great people, and everybody just wants to do a better job, and in doing a better job at their job, if we can help them, that's why I stay involved. PASS is about making your life easier. PASS is about teaching you how to fish instead of giving you a fish, helping you do better at your job with SQL Server. The importance of the local chapters are that's the grassroots. That's where we have the greatest impact on all of our members, because if you are using SQL Server, there should be a chapter within an hour drive of your house. If there's not, maybe you should start a chapter, and that's what we're here to help you do. Local chapters are the grassroots piece of the PASS organization. It's where we currently have the most impact on your day-to-day education opportunities, because they happen usually monthly. Some chapters meet more often than that, some a little bit less. And instead of having once a year a week of education or once a quarter of a SQL Saturday that's near you, you can get training every month or in a much more regular fashion. 2 other advantages come to mind. One is leading your local community, and we always need to promote leaders from within the local communities to take over the chapters, because chapter leaders can't be chapter leaders forever. And the other one is networking with people in your local area to have opportunities for maybe career advancement or jobs, and as well as knowing what the latest technology is. I would encourage new members or existing members, longtime members of PASS, to ask their local leaders, ask their regional leaders, their regional mentors, how they can become involved in a larger capacity, and knowing that the only way this organization survives is from the grassroots level of growing leaders. PASS is currently seeing a tremendous amount of growth in our international areas, as well as our business intelligence areas, the analytics. We're currently having more and more chapters sign up from those areas. Probably the greatest percentage of new chapters come from those two areas.
PASS is a SQL Server community of over 100,000 members across the world who are passionate about database technologies. They're interested in learning more about what they do and about connecting with other people who understand what they do as well. Somebody should join PASS because there's a larger community of people out there who they can connect with who understand what they do. I think it's an incredibly powerful experience when you can say to your boss at work, you know, I don't know the answer to every single problem, but I know somebody who does. And the ability to go out and actually reach out to somebody and get an answer from somebody within 24 hours instead of having to go look it up with a book and dig around for an answer is incredibly powerful. Being a chapter leader has been an incredibly rewarding experience for me personally. It's allowed me to go out and make connections within my local community where I can talk to recruiters and I can talk to other businesses and let them know that, listen, I've got a group of people who are passionate about what they do, who you'd like to connect with. That part of it is a great experience from a professional development standpoint. You're going to learn things that you might not otherwise get the opportunity to do if you're sitting behind a desk just working on databases all day long. It's also been a really rewarding experience just brokering the connections with people. I think all of us are passionate about what we do, but especially as a chapter leader, it's a different way for you to share that passion with other people. Because now what you're doing is instead of making your own personal connections, you're helping to open up doors for other people. And when you open that door for one person and you see that they take that step through and grow professionally, it's just an absolutely rewarding experience. In a lot of ways, the same rewards that you get for being a chapter leader, you get out of running a SQL Saturday. It is a lot of work. You put in a lot of time and planning and preparation into it, but the payoff when you're sitting back there and watching 200-300 people connect with one another and realizing that you helped make that happen, it's incredible. It's a great feeling. And for anybody who likes to share their passion with other people, that's a great way to do that. I think SQL Saturdays have become a big success because the concept of sharing and connecting with your peers at a low-cost free event, especially in a day and age when training is hard to come by, resonates with a lot of people. I think people find it very valuable to come out and learn from one another, and they get excited about it. Started a chapter, or started a SQL Saturday. Chapters are a great place because it's a low attendance, not a lot of pressure. Maybe it's even a 15-minute session to get you started, just to get you what it feels like, the opportunity to get up in front of an audience and to give you that experience. Then you can go to a SQL Saturday and you can give a 1-hour session. There's all kinds of SQL Saturdays almost every weekend, so it's an opportunity for you to hone your skills, talk at a few SQL Saturdays. Virtual chapters are always looking for speakers as well, so you can volunteer and to give a presentation online. You don't even have to get in front of people at that point. And as you go through that, you gain experience. And then you get what you need from a maturity standpoint, from an experience standpoint, to go and submit to the summit and talk on the big stage in front of 150, 175 people or more. That path is very clear for speakers, but it all starts at the grassroots level at your local chapters. If you're passionate about sharing what you do with the SQL Server community and you're interested in helping to guide the community, there's no better place to do it than being on the board. You're serving at the top level of our 100,000 plus member organization, and you get to decide where we go with things. You get to make contributions at the absolute highest level that are going to impact people for years. It's an incredible experience to be able to do that, to be able to say that I'm going to listen to what people have to say, and I'm going to make decisions that I think are best to help grow the SQL Server community that I care so much about. PASS is the Professional Association for SQL Server, and with over 100,000 members, we are the world's largest SQL Server community. Join PASS today and start connecting with other database professionals, sharing your knowledge and experience with each other, and learning from one another.
Everything that we do is to support the SQL Server community in as many ways as we can. That starts with grassroots events like a SQL Saturday, or a local user group meeting, or a chapter meeting, and through a variety of different mechanisms. So whether that's online training at a virtual chapter, where it might be a bit more of a theme base, or through a 24 hours, like a marathon of SQL Server education. There are different ways for people to engage, find the fellow professionals in their area, to learn from one another, and to engage in the community that exists, that is one of the most vibrant communities, technical communities in the world today. And it's a fantastic and rich and rewarding experience. Coming to the PASS Summit is a great experience because you get to meet people at a totally different areas, different walks of life. So you are connecting from people from all over the world. You'd never get that opportunity by sitting at home or in a virtual environment or anything like that. It's a real face-to-face opportunity to meet people. We have very privileged access to the SQL Server professionals, so you're actually talking to members of the Microsoft product group who actually sat there and wrote the code that you are executing on a daily basis. You can't get that kind of experience anywhere else. The people that come to the summit are the influencers. These are the key influencers in business, in businesses today. These are the guys that will advocate your products, that will be banging on the doors of their managers, looking to help themselves improve their environments and make the most of the operations that they're working on today. As a partner of PASS, you are engaging with new people all the time at a variety of different levels throughout an organization. So it gives you a massive opportunity to engage at a personal level. One of the main things that I love about working with PASS is that we engage and we try to personalize everything that we do to create personal connections. The efforts that we have gone to have been to try and understand what PASS can do to support those communities and how we can strengthen community ties across geography, as kind of space and time. If we look at things like language, we have been able to help assist the virtual chapters in terms of bringing on additional language capability. So now we're talking about people connecting in a linguistic capability. So the Portuguese virtual chapter would be a classic example. So we now have people from Brazil connecting with people in Portugal, and they're sharing information in a way that before we started Global Growth just wasn't happening. And some of this is about just identifying what those friction points are and just easing those and making it a more accessible environment. There are a lot of people that attend PASS events that are not members of PASS, and yet we have been able to influence them in a positive way by providing them with educational opportunities. And it's about trying to say, well, how can we connect with those people and help them contribute to the wider goals of PASS, and provide their experiences to some of our other members and other members of the community. As a member of the SQL Server community, there is benefit, significant benefit in being a member of PASS. apart from anything else, it means that you are able to gain additional information, understand what's going on, and being able to contribute into events that are occurring all across the globe. PASS is a volunteer organisation. We are heavily reliant on people to engage and show commitment to PASS, and we rely on the support of those volunteers to be able to create the opportunities for everybody else. Running for the board and being part of the board is a very different experience to anything else that you are likely to do within the SQL Server community. PASS is an international organisation. There's a large number of considerations, fantastic opportunity to do things you will not do in your day-to-day job. As a member of the PASS board, you have unprecedented access to the very senior levels within Microsoft, where we have strategic relationship to help move the community forward in a very positive direction. We work very closely to understand their goals and help to align the community goals to them.
It's the people that you see every month. It's the people that, it's the community of people that understand what kind of company you're working at, what kind of problems you might be encountering. You know, if I meet somebody at a user group meeting and they say, oh, I work for this company, I instantly know what that company does. I know what kind of challenges they might have from a company perspective. But it's also very easy to call those people up, right? As opposed to, you know, is somebody busy on the West Coast or on the East Coast? You can get together for lunch. I've done that multiple times. People say, hey, I just want to chat about this problem that I'm having. Can we have coffee, have lunch? It's those people that you see, you know, at all those local events, and it gives you that crutch to lean on if you have questions. SQL Pass has really done a great job in ensuring that there's a community at the conference. It's not just that you're going to the session, sitting in there learning, going home to your hotel room at night, and then that's it. That's your only experience. From the new attendee orientation to the buddies that you can refer to throughout the conference to kind of guide you through how to get the most out of the conference. We've really gone a long way to both foster that community at the conference itself. You know, when I started out, you know, there wasn't as much community, and it was very hard to find people who were doing the same thing that you were doing and who you could ask questions of. And I think as the community has grown, it's my giving back to that community and imparting some of the knowledge that I've learned back to them. That you get back a ton more out of presenting and interacting with the community than you give into it. When I came into the technical community, people helped me out as well, right? And so I feel it's my duty and my obligation to help people that come behind me as well. So when I look back on my career, whenever it's over, hopefully it's not over anytime soon, when I look back on my career, I can look back and say, I did a great job, I did great things in my career, but I can also look back on the careers of everybody that I helped through the community and see that they succeeded as well through everything that I gave back to the community.
Serving on the PASS board has allowed me the opportunity to meet a lot of people, to really expand my network of people that I get to know. It's gotten me in touch with some very passionate people in the community, and it's in many ways helped me elevate my knowledge about the SQL Server and the Microsoft Data Platform. Just through sharing, just through seeing what other people are doing, and being a lot more engaged with both the product side of the house, but also the community and how people are using it, how they envision it, and that's been a positive aspect of the board. And being able to grow the community, be part of that, that's a reward in itself as well. So I remember when I initially started getting to know the PASS organization, I started volunteering on the program committee, knowing nothing about the PASS organization, knowing nothing about the summit itself. But it gave me an opportunity to get to know the process. What the summit was initially was a lot of high quality content that was delivered by some very passionate people in the community, very knowledgeable people in the community, and which was appreciated by all the attendees. Over the years, this has grown into not only a high quality knowledge base of people sharing experiences, but also a place to network and a place to take the knowledge you learn locally and apply it in a global context to learn what people are doing globally as well. People have a lot of fun at the PASS Summit. It brings out a certain energy, it brings out a certain excitement that you can see leading up to the PASS Summit. And in fact, more and more we are seeing the excitement of the next summit starting at the close of a summit. And it just builds up in the community. It's more and more people saying, I'm going to be there, I want to do this, I want to meet these people, these are the experiences I want to have when I go there, but also coming up with experiences. And that's been amazing about the PASS Summit. It's not a small group of people coming up with the experiences, but it's the community saying, we really want to do this and we want to have these experiences. SQL karaoke, for example, is just one of those examples of things where community said, wouldn't it be great if we did this? And so it's really crowdsourcing at its best.